Now, these patterns continue throughout your life. No matter what you do, your subconscious is keep repeating these patterns. And then we become limited in our life of what we can create, how much money we can have, how much love we can have, how much health we can have in our life. We create this box of where we live in, and then our subconscious just repeats it over and over. So for me, I felt like I was destined to be alone because I was always attracting the same person. I was seeing the same pattern over and over. And it was almost like I couldn't see another option until I tried this process. And so it's going to be hard for you, if you have these beliefs, to attract someone really great if you don't feel great inside. No one else can make you feel great. You have to start with you. So how can we change it? How do we, to change the subconscious? You're probably all like, I want to change mine. Well, first you have to realize what your pattern is, what your template is. And my book goes through a process where you can really go through the patterns of your life and your relationships and identify what's the common thread that's been showing up in your life. And then once you're aware of it, you can actually choose something different. Some people are aware of their core beliefs. They hear their thoughts in their head all day telling them something, or they're not good enough, or they feel like it's self-esteem, or maybe they just don't believe love is possible. Whatever it is, it can be changed. But one of the things you have to realize is that you're not your template. I mean, this template, the subconscious, is not who you are. It's who you think you are, or you believe you are. But you really are that divine, beautiful part of you that was born into this world, and you're not all that stuff covered up. So if you can first separate yourself from your personality, from who you really are, you could say, okay, well, I could change that. And what happens, it's really hard to change because, when, like I said, when you're turned 9, it's that subconscious gets so fixed that it's really hard to change. And so anything new you learn after 9, like say you had a horrible childhood and then after 9 everything changed, all that stuff just sits on the surface of your mind. It never sinks down to the subconscious level for change. And so there's a way to bypass that, and there's a way to open up your mind again for love and for changing your subconscious, and that's through a very relaxing, easily accessible meditative state, which is a trance state, which is hypnosis. And a lot of people think hypnosis is this wacky, weird, crazy thing that you see on TV and the guy with the pocket watch. But actually it's really just a simple, relaxed state of mind that you go into every day of your life. It's a natural state. Everyone goes into a trance when they first wake up in the morning, and then when they go to sleep at night. So they have this natural, we have this natural built-in ability to go into this alpha trance state. We watch TV, or we go into a trance. When you're reading a book, you go into a trance. When you're listening to music, when you're dancing, so many times we go into trance. When you're listening to someone really boring, you go into a trance. If you've ever been to a boring lecture, you go into a trance and you're just kind of zoning out. But the trance state isn't really what changes your subconscious. It actually just opens your subconscious for change. And so instead of just sitting on the surface, all these new ideas that you want to change, that you're lovable, that you're worthy of love, that you deserve love, will go into your subconscious. And it's like that elephant I talked about earlier will start going in the direction you want, because you're taking all that little baby's like able to talk to the elephant and steer it in a new direction. And the amazing thing about this process is that once you change it, it's automatic. It's not something you have to really force yourself or feel like you're slipping back. It's like once it shifts, and then it becomes automatic. So many of my clients tell me that when they experience this, or even people that have read my book already and that use my audio programs, that they feel the difference already. They don't have to like think, oh God, I have to be confident. They just go out and they just feel better. And their thoughts change. And that thoughts that we have every day are so consistent, 80% of our thoughts are the same, that those consistent thoughts start to change. And the habit of who you are starts to change. And then you really start to see, like it's like beyond all the muck of the dark thoughts we all have about ourselves, and you really start to see the truth of who you are, which is amazing. And once you fall in love with that part of you, everyone else will. And you'll just have this different way of being in life, and no matter where you are, whether you are online dating or just walking down the street, you're going to meet that person because your energy is going to shift. You are going to feel better about yourself. People can see it in your face. Some people tell me they feel like a glow afterwards, after they've done hypnosis, and I call it the hypno glow. And it's really just a very wonderful state because you're just really at peace and just beautiful, beautiful state. And then it lasts for a couple days, so you have this really after natural high. And then all you need to do is practice every day for 30 to 60 days. And any idea that you want to shift will shift permanently in your subconscious. So imagine living your whole life. For me, it was 40 years of thinking negative, and then all of a sudden within 30 days that you start to really change. It was like, this is great. And you know, a lot of people talk about affirmations, and they say, well, I do affirmations, so you know, I don't need hypnosis, and I do my affirmations every morning. But when you do affirmations, they still just sit on the surface of your mind. They don't affect the subconscious. And so they really are, it's kind of like water running off the top of a dry soil. It just runs off the top. It doesn't stick. When you're in that hypnotic state, it takes 1,000 affirmations to equal one affirmation in hypnosis. So you're getting it quicker. So you can do affirmations for 2 years, or you can do hypnosis for 2 months. And it really changes your life in amazing ways. One of the things that I love about hypnosis is that it also affects every other area of your life. Once you start loving yourself, you'll attract more money. You'll attract better positions in your company if you work for a company. Or you may decide, you know what, I'm going to go after my life dream. You're going to feel so good about yourself that your whole life is going to change. And I can tell you, when I did this, I was in the corporate world. I did marketing for 15 years, worked in a cubicle, and now I'm self-employed. I help people all over the world. I wrote a book. I mean, none of this would have been possible if I didn't change my subconscious, because you have to believe in yourself for these things to happen. So it's just amazing. And my clients tell me, you know, a lot of them actually changed careers because they have done the process, and they not only attracted their love, but they changed their career, and they've gone after their dreams, and it's just so rewarding to see. And of course, with hypnosis, you can lose weight, and you can quit smoking, and all those other things. But I find the habit of loving yourself is a really powerful, and it just covers everything. Now, another thing about this hypnosis and what I have in the book is about visualization. And a lot of people talk about creative visualization and how powerful it is. But the reason it's so powerful is because our subconscious mind can't see the past. I mean, can't see the future. It only can see what we know already. So it only can create what you've already almost like programmed it to know. So if, like on a computer, if you don't have the software to run a program, you're not going to run that program, right? So you're actually, when you're in that hypnotic state and visualizing your future, being with someone you love, you're actually creating that program in your subconscious. You're adding information, almost like a false memory. So your subconscious is like, oh, we did that already. This is possible. And you really, after a while, you really start to believe it is possible again, that you can really find love. And so that's another way that hypnosis works with visualization. And then another thing it does is it actually helps you identify some things that are blocking you from love. Some people, it's not only about just closing your eyes and saying affirmations and loving yourself, but there's some reason why you're blocking love. That's one of the books called Let Love In, because there's love all around you, and anyone can have love in this moment. You don't have to go out and try to find it. It's like waiting for you. But there's a part of you inside, deep within, that for some reason is stopping it from coming into your life. And the reason is because your subconscious is always moving you away from pain to pleasure, which you would think, okay, I'm single and I want to be in a relationship, so why doesn't it just move me there? Well, for some reason, you, in your subconscious, this isn't logical, but your subconscious mind believes that where you are right now is more pleasurable than the future that you think is on the conscious level you want. So maybe there's a reason why maybe you're afraid of love, maybe you're afraid of intimacy. Now, these patterns